Hello there, welcome once again to Neo FuturisTV. I am your host, Eric Anthony Williams, aka The Futurist, as I'm sure you know full well. So we're more, I guess, punk new romantic tonight. Anyway, later on tonight we'll be having a chat with Hurtsfall, which will be very nice indeed. I look forward to that very much. But let's first of all kick off with some new music from, let's see, who shall we have? Strange Futures, Closing Days, I think we'll kick things off with.
In relative safety, in the weeks and in the months before closing days, tongue down, a full stop, testing the water, closing days. Closing days. However, the promises so palatable. There's something terribly wrong. It's incompatible and impossible. However, the promises so palatable. There's something terribly wrong. It's incompatible and impossible. However, the promises so palatable. There's something terribly wrong. It's incompatible and impossible. However, the promises so palatable. There's something terribly wrong. It's incompatible and impossible. Oh,
That was Strange Futures with Closing Days. They're a Bristol-based band formed out of New Haunts, who you may have... I think I put them on the show before. They're a very good, well, solo act of Alice Sheridan you saw there. Teamed up with Alistair Thingy. Good work, Derek. Anyway, yeah, teamed up with Alistair Powell, I believe it is. Who used to do music himself as well. Maybe he still does, I don't know. Anyway, I used to love New Haunts. Much more pop in this form. I'm sure that's gone down very well. And thank you, Indie Music Mum, for liking my makeup tonight. My eyeshadow is looking quite nice. Yes, so where shall we go now? Let's have some more nice upbeat music with Everybody Loves Dancing by Brooke Calder. So we'll go with that in just a moment. Wait.
London lights look so bright, but they don't shine like Broadway. Hollywood's all good and fine, but too hot in the summertime. Overrated. So let life turn you around. Get out your lipstick, put your high heels on. Let's go take a spin downtown and find a dance floor. Everybody loves dancing. Everybody loves dancing. Paris, France is awful nice. The shopping's wonderful. Monaco to Shanghai, Berlin to Corcovado. Don't you cry over flat champagne. Pull out your cufflinks and run that game. Life is a hit parade, so let's find a dance floor. Everybody loves dancing. Everybody loves dancing.
All right, I've had enough of this. It's time to get down to business. Are you all ready to sweat? Well, you better hit the floor and give me a 10.
Everybody loves dancing.
Come on, feel it.
Everybody loves dancing. Everybody electric slide. Everybody loves dancing. And one, everybody loves dancing.
Electric slide, this ain't the 80s. Y'all need to learn how to drive.
The meat market is now closed. Please make your final selections.
So that was Brooke Calder with Everybody Loves Dancing. You may have known her from previous acts such as Lollipop and Pop Incorporated and Glean. She's done a few other things here and there as well. Had hits with the likes of Looking for the KLF, Elevator Operator, and things like that. Anyway, nearly time to get Hurtsfall on the line, so might be a good idea to play a bit of Hurtsfall, I think. So let's have a bit of Revelator by Hurtsfall in just a moment. once I get that all queued up and ready. Over in America, obviously, Brooke Calder in Minneapolis last I knew, but that may have changed. Anyway, Hurtsfall, Revelator, playing with them in Nottingham soon. On now, and I have Hurtsfall with me, so there we go. Right, Hurtsfall can be allowed to speak now. So yes, Hurtsfall, a Nottingham-based gothic electro band. So yes, let's have a chat and find out what that's all about then. So if he's ready for, my Zoom thing is. Why did you start? When do you finish?
Yeah, good questions. I hope there isn't an answer to the last one, and we'll never finish. We'll just carry on, as you do, you know, in bands, and especially in this genre. When did we start? It was about, I think it was end of 2017, beginning of 2018. So some of the other guys have been in a previous band called the Death Notes. Who you may or may not know. They split up, a few of them went on, got a different drummer, and they created Hurtsfall under that name. And I was moving up to Nottingham from London, and I thought, get my priorities straight, I have to get a band before I even get a job. And the most important thing is to get a band. And I saw them on Draw My Band, and I was like, I liked the name, I liked the little demos they had up, and so I applied. And it was kind of like a very, I don't know, reality TV X Factory type audition thing. And they narrowed it down to me and another guy, and in the end they all voted for me. So I sent a couple of songs back to them, so they put some demos out on the SoundCloud or whatever, so I wrote over it, sent it back, and they liked it, and one of those ended up being our debut single, Lucid, and it's almost as you hear it. Like, that's kind of what I sent back. Obviously I redid it, you know, but yeah. Was that your question? Sorry, how it started?
Yeah.
It's never going to end.
That's how we on about how things started. Yes, we don't really want it to end. It was just me being my facetious self, as I often am. But yes, so it's a rare privilege that I'm self-aggrandizing here, but I get many messages on like the night shift page, and I'm just incredibly bored with so much of what gets sent to me. So it was great to hear. I mean, I do check out the links that I'm given, but most of the time it's sort of fairly standard, boring goth grot, to be fair, you know, just same old sort of Cure, Sisters kind of thing. But when I had to listen to Hurtsfall, I thought, yes, this is great. I've been looking for something more like this. It seems there's quite a lot of similar imagery around in the Hurtsfall looks in graphics that is sort of in the same area as me. So there is sort of a sci-fi thing which does tend to be the backbone of Hurtsfall.
Definitely, there's that element. What we do is kind of take little bits of all different alternative genres, and that even comes down to like looks. Like, I'm always obsessed with something new. Like, I'm going to go on stage like an angel, or I'm a vampire, or I'm a pirate, or whatever it is. Something inspires me. And yeah, that's the same with the music. It's like, we're going to do something a bit industrial. We're going to do something straight up goth. We're going to do something like a power ballad. We're going to do a pop 80s song. Like, it's all bits of stuff, and I enjoy that about it. Like, I don't know if I'd like to be in a band where it's just every song's the same. I like some bands like that, but I don't know if I could be in it. Do you know what I mean? And I think you're the same with Jan Doyle band. Like, they're all a bit different.
I like a lot of variety, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting how quite often you combine that sort of quite a goth vocal quite often with something more, I suppose you can say, slightly towards the industrial, but it's kind of electronic rock, really, you know. But I think it's interesting, that combo.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really hard to define us. And, you know, people like boxes, don't they? When you've got promoters or you've got people interviewing or things, they want to know, what genre are you? It's like, are we post-punk? Are we goth? Are we electro, goth, dark rock? I don't know. Probably all of the above, you know.
Maybe we can just both fall under the category of dark wave, you know. That seems
dark wave.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be something we can often get away with. But it's interesting also, you've got a track called Lucy, because I've got one called that as well, but I haven't performed that in a long time. But anyway, so you mentioned like the sort of going out as the different things. Does that then, in effect, influence your character on stage? Do you like to sort of be different characters on stage, or is it just...
No.
Is it just costuming on top of the standard performance?
Yeah, it's kind of like the icing on the cake, if you like. The cake will stay the same. I mean, I'd like to think I grow and we develop the sound and performance gets better, etc. But there is kind of a essential essence of what I bring, and I don't think that's changed too much, because I think that's what's good about us. So I don't want that to change. You know what I mean? I can add to it, but yeah, no, I'm still kind of doing the same kind of moves. I'm very theatrical and, you know, old school, getting the crowd going, no matter how I'm dressed. Yeah.
And also, you originally had a drummer, but
Mhm.
what was there a reason? What was it? Just a drummer left, or was it a deliberate choice to move away from having a drummer?
So yeah, when we started, we had Dave on drums, who has sadly just passed away very recently. But before that, he had already left for many reasons, and we were really not sure what to do, because before that we had a guitarist leave as well. It's almost like survival of the fittest. Like, what's going on? Like, but you know, it's fine. After each member left, we sort of were like, can we carry on? Did we replace them? What do we do? And each time it was like, well, let's just do it with who's left and see how it sounds. Like, we still sound good, we're still enjoying it. Why complicate it with another person? And then when the drummer left, when Dave left, we were like, okay, we're going to have to shift the sound. So then we started making the drum machine kind of a feature of it. So we went on a slightly more electronic route, and loads of goth bands and alternative bands have a drum machine, don't they? So it was like, we didn't feel like it was too weird. Like, it was just weird enough. And yeah, we stuck with it. I mean, there's pros and cons with both, isn't there? But overall, it's working for us. So I see us staying electronic for the foreseeable and not having a live drummer. But who knows?
And it's interesting, as opposed to many bands, like even such as myself, where we'll have a standard guitar and electronics. You've opted for the methodology of having a bass guitar and electronics. So how's that arrived at, or how do you think it shapes the sound?
Yeah, so we've got Jamie on keyboards, and then we've got Mike, who is also a member of the band In Isolation. They're kind of like our big brother band. Like, we followed them around a little bit, but and get advice from them and whatnot. But yeah, and Mike plays bass, but he also does kind of a bit of rhythm and a bit of lead. He has multiple guitars. So what we end up with, and obviously the drum machine and vocals, so what you end up with is a very melodic sound, which is probably, you know, really different to your standard, you know, drum kit, you know, thrushing sort of noise. Again, I love that, no problem with that. But with the way that we do it, it's something for my vocals to literally sit on. I can, you know, have more nuances in my voice, go a little bit softer. You know, I'm not fighting to get over a drum kit, or, you know, if you've got a lead guitarist doing big solos. Mike does do some solos actually, but there's space for that, because when he's just doing solos, there's just kind of keyboards and drums. So I like that there's space for everything. And yeah, that came about in a similar way to, you know, when Dave left with drums. Before that, our guitarist left. So we were sort of like, do we replace the guitars? And we were like, Mike plays bass really high sometimes. Like, let's just play around with this. So I suppose that's the story of Hurtsfall. It's kind of like adaptation, survival, change without losing that thread of what we all love, which is the music, which is writing, which is touching the soul, as cheesy as it sounds, our souls as well as the souls of the audience. So yeah.
So what's better, or is there a better, I suppose the two different disciplines, being in the studio or being live?
Oh, for me, definitely live. I don't like the studio. I've forced myself to get better at it, because you have to, like, it's part of the job, right? But it does feel a bit like the dentist to me. Like, yeah, I can just like hear every mistake. I want it better and better, and it's just, yeah. But live, you can kind of, oh, you know, I'll drop that note, I'll sing it differently, I'll, you know, it's a bit more real. And I've just been doing it longer. Like, I've been in bands since I was like 13, so it's kind of my bread and butter, if you like. Like, I know how to perform live, and that's where I'm happy and comfortable and all that. So studio, yeah, that's been an effort. That's skills I've had to pick up, which I feel pretty good about now, to be honest. And actually, during lockdown, we recorded a track from home, all of us, and totally mixed, mastered, produced it all on an iPad. I'm not taking credit for that. Jamie did that. I just recorded my vocals. And that was part of a compilation based on Star Wars songs for the Trevor Project in America for LGBTQ plus youth. So it was like a good cause motivated me, you know? Yeah, and that was, I think, the first track that we did without a drummer. So we had to use a drum machine because we were all, you know, separate, COVID, all that. And it works. I'm happy with it. It still gets playlisted today. It's called This Will Be the End of You. And we still play it live.
And just before we chatted, I popped on Revelator.
Oh, yeah.
Any connection to Depeche Mode there?
Uh,
John the Revelator?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There actually wasn't, you know. There actually wasn't. That was
maybe something subliminal.
It was subliminal, and then it was made known to me that there is a Depeche Mode song called John the Revelator. Oh yeah, there is. I know that.
It's not
one.
really very good. It's in their post. It's in the post songs of Faith and Devotion era. So it's just there's nothing worth listening to after that. I'll get into trouble on that.
I won't go there. I really like Depeche Mode, but I know what you mean. It's definitely not one of the best, but and there's not really a link to it. But I like that people pick up on that because I think we as a band are quite similar to Depeche Mode, and if we can have a tenth of their success, I can die very happy. So if people want to be reminded of Depeche Mode, I was like, yeah, let's leave the song title. You know, it's cool.
Yeah, I know. So when you joined the band, it sounded like you basically joined as a hired hand, so to speak. You know, just the band existed and then you were added in, as you say, sort of almost X Factor like. But has it since then become actually you are part of the band and you are writing together?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it very quickly became that I wasn't like this guest singer, you know. Yeah, I think because I was writing all the lyrics from scratch and my own vocal melodies and everything, so we had to kind of be in the room together and like get to know each other and how we think and work. And yeah, I feel like it was very much I was an integral part of the project as soon as I joined it. So I didn't really feel like a guest, you know, a hired hand for long. And now with people leaving, all the changes, evolution, should we call it, of the band, I feel like I've kind of taken a leading role, as you would expect, as the lead singer. We still tend to split things, you know, equally, like, but yeah, I seem to do a lot of the interviews like this. And yeah, that's what the singer does. You know, you're the figurehead, you do what you have to do. It's funny you should mention like writing and like, you know, being together and stuff, because I like bringing that up. I like going into that, sorry, because the way that we write is so different for each song. So, you know, I don't know how you write, but do you like just make something up all the way and then add the others in, or like there's so many different ways, aren't there?
I mean, personally,
tell me yours, I'll tell you mine.
I'll show you mine if you.
Yeah.
That's probably best not go there. Yeah.
Let's wait for the gig. Yeah.
A lot of the time, I mean, I rarely leave much to the imagination at gigs anyway, but still, a lot of the time for me, it's more I create something and then I send it to the guitarist and he adds something. As for Lady LD50 on her backing vocals, it just sort of tends to be whatever she happens to come up with live, we'll then try and get hold of her at some point and see if we can get her to add her vocals later on. It's sometimes not easy to get hold of her, so we have to just sort of grab her when we can, and hopefully she can add something. But yeah, it sort of tends to most of the time be I come up with like most of it and then send it to Kelly, and he gives us some amazing guitar work over the top, such as he did with Body Balanced, which totally transformed it. So that's kind of our methodology anyway. So
that's cool.
Something about John Doyle Band is we sort of don't really hang out together much. Does Hurtsfall? I mean, it doesn't help that, like with JDV, the Sheffield members are like over opposite sides of the city by some considerable way. Leanne being halfway to Chesterfield, and I'm in Doncaster, so it's not that easy to meet up that often. So do Hurtsfall hang out as best buddies?
Not really, I'll be honest. But I don't think that damages our, what do you call it, camaraderie in any way. I think like when we're in full flow, we're practicing weekly, and we've got a group chat, so we're always like, we've got group files where we're sending ideas, you know, over the cloud. And yeah, I feel in constant sort of contact with them, like, because we're all busy. You know what life is like now. I don't know that we could be much more together and still lead healthy, balanced lives. Although I want us to socialize a little bit more, and I'm gonna work on that this year. Now that things are opening up again, you know.
Yeah, I keep meaning to with the members of JDB. Anyway, we're about sort of done with time for having a chat, but thank you for joining me. But what would you say is the sort of essence that you'd like to get over, if there is something, with Hurtsfall? What's the reason for people to see you live and listening to the recorded music?
Wow, that went so quickly. Is that really it?
Well, yes, I'm afraid so.
Wow.
We do about 20 minutes of chat, and it just sort of disappears in about 5 seconds, it seems. We could go on all night, but
Nice.
Unfortunately, I've got other things to fit into the show as well. So
Yeah, I won't hog your airtime. It's cool.
plus, also people's attention spans are limited, sadly. So we do what we can.
I'm sure they're watching your show. I'm sure they're tuning in.
I'll just see if anyone's got anything to ask.
I've totally forgotten your question as well, by the
just
way. I told you I was tired, didn't I, earlier?
Basically, just the ideas of the reason to go see Hurtsfall and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The reason to see and listen to Hurtsfall. What is the essence
What's
that you
the
want
point?
to get over?
Right. What are we doing it for? What's the point in us?
What makes it important to see you rather than, say, anyone else? Or what's the hook for Hurtsfall?
God, that is a really hard question. No one's ever asked me that. Thank you.
So there's absolutely nothing. Don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother. Do you know what? Don't bother. Don't play us. Don't come and see us. Nothing. No, seriously, I think we're good live. I'm gonna add on. I'm gonna add to that a little bit. Unpack that a tiny bit. We're good live. We will remind people come up to me and say afterwards, like, your voice goes in so many different directions. Like, you remind me of so many different bands that I like, and that's kind of what we do, is like bring out bits of what you love in music, and we make it something a little bit new, a little bit fresher. Give it. I mean, I'm doing most of the performing as such, but the guys do rock out a little bit, and they do add, create such a beautiful foundation for my voice to take you on a journey, to lift you out of the everyday. So if that's what you want, come and see us, stream us, whatever you want to do. I just want Hurtsfall to reach as many people who actually like us as possible. That to me would be success.
Well, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing you in Nottingham and having you play with us. And I feel a bit guilty putting you on first, but someone's got to open the show, sadly. But yes,
That's cool.
I'm hugely looking forward to it, as I do enjoy what you've got to offer musically, or I wouldn't have booked you for this. As I say, when I got the message on the Night Shift page, I thought, yeah, finally something that I do like, and it's unusual also for me to like music by men as well. So anyway, that's Sunday 4th of September. Yes, it's a Sunday service at a chapel as well. So make sure we do a sermon or two there and sing some hymns, some songs of faith and devotion.
Something like that.
Anyway, thanks very much for joining me, and we'll see you on the Sunday, which is
Thank you.
just about a week and 2 days away, I believe now. Amazing how time flies. So yeah, I should probably play some more music by someone now, so I'll do that. What shall I pop on? Let's pop on a bit of Chaos Bleak as we're playing with them.
Thank you very much. There was a big house not far from here. This next song is our most...
Look, there's the poster thing for it. Let's see if I can enlarge that. Where's it gone? It's around here somewhere. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's enlarge that poster. Because Sunday 4th of September with Chaos Bleak and Hurtsfall. Join the nightshift.uk for tickets, £8 all in advance, or £10 if you want to pay on the door. Yeah, I'm going to play a bit of St. Lucifer now, as I'm playing with them on Saturday in Bolton. So here's a bit of them. St. Lucifer. So I need to be back on screen properly. There we go, just about working there. Get rid of that too. There we go. I can sort it out in post, honest. I can't at all. Right, nearly out of time, so I'm going to play a bit of Jamal, who you may have seen on the show before. A new track, Shake It Naked, but obviously, as you saw briefly just then, I'm playing the York in Bolton very soon. It's Saturday, in fact. Going to be going all punk. Let's have that poster up. It starts at 2 PM and it's called Hot Punk Summer. And obviously I'll be on there, I think, around 4 PM and doing much more punk set than I have been of late, so I'm looking forward to doing that, unleashing the punk side. It's kind of a lot of punk in the next month. Got a gig pretty much every week for September. Next 4 weeks I think I'm gigging every week. Yeah, so that's something. So anyway, Jamie Jamal now, Shake It Naked. So that video is on again.
Take me to the top of the tower, make me feel my innocence. Am I your desire? Oh, please tell me what you think. Keep me in suspension on the brink. I can be anything. Shake it, yeah.
Right, I'm back now, so I'm going to finish by trying to do Judas by Depeche Mode. So, let's... I've got to watch the video now. Maybe I can have the video on for you as well. Never quite know when to start. Very good channel making Depeche Mode karaoke videos. Is simplicity best? Simply the easiest, the narrowest path is always the holiest. So walk on barefoot for me, suffer some misery. If you want my love, if you want my love. Man will survive the harshest conditions and stay alive through difficult decisions. So make up your mind for me, walk the line for me. If you want my love, if you want my love. Idle talk and hollow promises, cheating Judases, doubting Thomases. Don't just stand there and shout it, do something about it. You can fulfill your wildest ambition, and I'm sure you will lose your inhibition. So open yourself for me, risk your health for me. If you want my love, if you want my love. If you want my love, 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 if you want my love.